Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Prime Business with me, Pius Kojobaka. Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Johnson Isiama, has outlined plans to pursue aggressive reforms to help stabilize the banking and financial sector. The governor made this known after he was sworn in by President John Mahama together with his first deputy, Zakari Mumuni, at the Jubilee House. There is more in the following report.
Speaking at the program, the Bank of Ghana governor noted that one of the major reforms that he will undertake will be the inflation targeting framework and review the differentiated cash reserve requirement.
We shall adopt a more proactive and precise approach to managing inflation, leveraging on advanced data analytics and artificial intelligence. Also, we shall coordinate policy efforts with other government agencies, for example, in managing food prices. We shall be consistent in our policy actions to avoid sending conflicting signals, as happened in the recent past. And we shall work to enhance monetary policy implementation in general. Excellencies, we shall pursue reforms in the inflation targeting framework, and this is meant to foster more transparency and enhance the effectiveness of monetary policy implementation.
The governor has also announced that there will be some reforms rolled out soon targeting Bank of Ghana's gold purchasing program to improve efficiency while making sure that the Ghana cedi is also firmly stable.
Excellencies, we shall leverage our gold reserves and strategic foreign assets more effectively to support the Ghana cedi. We shall also reform the Bank of Ghana's domestic gold purchase program to improve efficiency, enhance reserve accumulation, and increase transparency in gold transactions. Through these measures, we will build a more resilient foreign exchange market that inspires confidence among investors and businesses.
On promoting financial intermediation, Dr. Isiama noted that there is the need for some targeted reforms to address legacy issues in the banking sector.
Excellency, the third among our priority areas is the need to realign our regulatory mandates to promote greater levels of financial intermediation to support economic growth. While our banking sector remains broadly stable now after the recent crisis, it requires targeted reforms to address legacy challenges and ensure continued resilience. Under our stewardship, we shall enforce strict prudential regulations while fostering an enabling environment for responsible lending and innovation in the banking sector.
Governor of the Bank of Ghana again revealed that they will amend portions of the Bank of Ghana Act to strengthen its independence.
My fifth priority is on the need to promote greater fiscal and monetary policy coordination, just as His Excellency has mentioned, while maintaining our operational independence. The Bank of Ghana operates independently under the BOG Act 2002, Act 612, and as amended. And we will hold this independence while working collaboratively with government and our international partners. We will strengthen our independence further, and we shall enhance key provisions in the Bank of Ghana Act and as amended, all to ensure that institutional autonomy is not just a legal principle, but a practical reality in our policy-making operations.
On reversing Bank of Ghana's negative equity position, Dr. Isiama announced that the central bank plans to re-examine the regulator's non-core operations where savings could be made.
President John Mahama has expressed confidence in the governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Johnson Isiama, to steer the affairs of the central bank and implement policies to attain economic stability. He spoke after swearing in the governor and the first deputy governor.
Together, Dr. Isiama and Dr. Mumuni bring the leadership, expertise, and vision needed to restore confidence in our economy. To you, Governor and Deputy Governor, in discharging your mandate, you must go beyond mere technical considerations and act in full recognition that every statistic every movement on a chart, and every shift in an index is more than just data. It is the pulse of an economy. It is a measure of resilience or distress, and it has a direct impact on our people. A dip in confidence indices may signal business on a brink, evolving market conditions, or changing household prospects. Behind these numbers are real human beings, real human stories, people's dreams, either nurtured or shattered, demanding not just your highly extolled analytical expertise, but empathy and foresight that acknowledge the profound human consequences of every decision you take. Our recent banking history has shown us the cost of neglecting this truth. During the supposed banking sector cleanup exercise, thousands of jobs were lost and lives were disrupted because decisions were made with a narrow focus rather than the consideration of the human impact of those decisions. The Bank of Ghana had the opportunity to salvage some of these institutions to protect people's livelihoods while ensuring stability, but instead, an approach that ignored human consequences was what was made. The test of your patriotism in this solemn duty of economic governance lies in learning from these missteps, recognizing that policies must not only enforce regulations, but also safeguard the future of persons that depend on them. President, I'm committed to ensuring that the central bank operates free from political interference, guided solely by its mandate. This is the path to building a resilient economy, one where policies are driven by discipline, foresight, and the best interests of the Ghanaian people.
Away from the Jubilee House, government is working to secure a $250 million funding from the World Bank to support banks affected by the Domestic Debt Exchange Program. The head of banking and non-banking at the Ministry of Finance, Andrew Amerson, announced that government is hoping to help recapitalize 11 financial institutions in 2025. Mr. Amerson made this remark in a speech delivered on behalf of the Finance Minister, Dr. Kasiala Tuforsen, at the launch of the Ghana Association of Savings and Loans Companies' 5-year strategic plan in Accra.
Government that designed the Ghana Financial Stability Fund and released an amount of 5.7 billion to recapitalize bonds, to recapitalization bonds to operationalize the Ghana Financial Stability Fund A2, which focus on capitalizing indigenously owned financial institutions. At the end of the year last year, the Fund A2 was able to support 11 financial institutions. This included 4 banks, 4 capital market operators, and 3 insurance companies. Government has also engaged with the World Bank for a loan facility of $250 million to support the recapitalization of banks and SDIs through the World Bank-funded Ghana Financial Stability Project. This intervention seeks to promote financial stability by supporting viable banks and SDIs. Though the ministry has so far agreed on the broader framework for the project, it will engage the industry to agree on the specific eligibility criteria within the agreed framework prior to project effectiveness.
Now, the Supreme Court has today adjourned indefinitely a case filed by a private legal practitioner seeking to stop the government from issuing Treasury bills. There is more from Jesus Shen.
In November 2024, legal practitioner Jonathan Amable filed an application at the Supreme Court, seeking for an injunction on the issuing of Treasury bills by government. In this particular application, he argues that government can only go ahead with the Treasury bills if it secures prior approval from the Parliament. Now, on hearing the case today, presiding judge at the court today, who happens to be Judge Lovelace Johnson, described the suit as a very sensitive one, hence the need for some time for the Attorney General's Department to file a proper response in this regard. Let's listen to legal practitioner Jonathan Amable.
Well, I had an inclination that this would happen because today was the date for the injunction, the hearing of the injunction application, and as at this morning when we were arriving in court, the Attorney General had still not filed an affidavit or any processes in response to the injunction application. So I definitely suspected that what they will be requesting for would be an adjournment within which to file a response to the application. But you know, it is bothersome. If you realize that the state attorney on the matter said that this is a sensitive matter, and so because it's a sensitive matter, they would like to file a response before the court hears the matter. And indeed, it's quite a very sensitive matter, and it is within that light that we should not be seeing the Attorney General's Department being indolent in the matter. The substantive matter was filed all the way in February last year. It is only this morning. And you know, when it was filed in February, the Attorney General's Department had 14 days within which to respond. It was only this morning that the Attorney General's Department has filed a process seeking for extension of the time to enable them to now file their response to the substantive matter. Of course, this is Attorney General's Department led by a new administration, but since February last year till now, the old administration, there was no response, there was nothing that was filed. So what was done in court was that the state was basically asking for time to enable the principal state attorney confer with the Attorney General.
Legal practitioner Jonathan Amable has also been speaking on the way forward.
The country is in a situation, we know that this is a sensitive matter. We know that the country is in a situation where it would have to borrow because our current obligations are far more than our revenue. So we know that we do need to borrow. But we are saying that the borrowing should be done within the constitutional framework. That constitutional framework requires that parliamentary approval be sought. Ideally, by the time the first budget is coming to Parliament, which is coming very soon, we hope that, taking a cue from all these processes, the proposals that we are making for the borrowing to be done constitutionally can be incorporated into the first budget so that this government starts its economic reset agenda on a very legal footing.
The plaintiff further argued that based on the Financial Management Act and also the Bank of Ghana Amendment Act, Parliament has created a statutory framework that enables the state to borrow, and this approach adopted by government does not fall in line with this. Reporting for Joy Business, James Ishen.
Majority Leader Mahama Yariga has called on the international business community to divert their investments to Ghana. The Majority Leader made the call during an engagement with a business delegation from Morocco to explore the investment opportunities in the country. More in this report.
Aside financial capital in a well-cut-out business plan, a stable political environment has become essential for building a successful business, making Ghana a most preferred destination for investors. Interacting with a business delegation from Morocco led by the Moroccan ambassador to Ghana, Iman Wadil, Majority Leader Mahama Yariga first emphasized government's foremost agenda of creating jobs through partnerships.
And to create jobs, build a strong economy, and improve the living conditions of our people. We do realize that we can't do this alone. We need strong partners. We need partners at home and partners abroad. And so anytime we see business delegations like you express confidence in Ghana and even come to see, we are excited. There are many countries that you know of, but you haven't gone there to see what opportunities are there. To take a decision to come and see the opportunities that are here is a stamp of confidence.
He said the country's aim is to position itself to harness the potential of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area to grow its fortunes.
With the Continental Free Trade Agreement, there's a huge opportunity. Africa is now one big market for all of us. And so, I believe that whichever country creates an enabling environment for production to take place stands a chance of attracting, people to come and produce, because if you produce anywhere on the continent, you have access to the entire continent, and we are trying to make ourselves very attractive for that.
It calls for more foreign direct investment, as he assures government will do everything to protect businesses.
Just to assure you that we in this country are doing our best to create an enabling environment for business to thrive, create a peaceful country, a democratic country that is committed to the rule of law, opening up our systems to invite foreign investors, but even more, fellow Africans, give you an opportunity to be part of our economic progress.
Speaking on behalf of the delegation, the Moroccan ambassador also assures of more business opportunities between the two countries.
It's your words of welcome, and look forward to work with you on fostering these beautiful relations that we need to develop more and more.
The two parties are hoping to strengthen this partnership for mutual benefit to all. James Saveji, Parliament House, Accra.
The Acting Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Anthony Kwesi Sarpong, has promised strong collaboration with MTN Ghana, one of the country's top tax contributors. During a visit to the telecom giant, Mr. Sarpong engaged with management, emphasizing the government's commitment to supporting economic growth through effective partnerships with major taxpayers. Here's a report.
The visit by the Acting Commissioner General, Anthony Kwesi Sarpong, forms part of moves to improve visibility and revive government's relationship with the private sector. After a short interaction, the Commissioner General disclosed plans to open his doors to taxpayers to engage and support revenue mobilization.
We have to partner with our key taxpayers, which I call tax customers, because when we partner with our tax customers and we ensure that their businesses run smoothly and efficiently, and then we can also benefit from collecting the taxes rightly. So MTN has been a long partner as far as tax customers are concerned. And therefore, beginning my administration, it was important to visit them and to assure them that the partnership of working together to make sure that their business grows, they make the rightful profit, and consequentially, we also collect the needed taxes is important.
Chief Executive of MTN Ghana, Stephen Blewett, assured that MTN will remain committed to tax obligations and transparency in its operations.
We want transparency. We want to have open engagements, not only when there are issues. We want to collectively work towards what's good for Ghana as a country. And as the Commissioner General said, it's around as a tax customer. We believe we should be part of the dialogue of the country. And that's important. Now, we're a good corporate citizen as a listed business. So it's very important for us that we're compliant with everything in the country, including tax. So these discussions have to be open and frank. And we like that because that at least gives us certainty. What our investors want, they don't want shocks.
The Commissioner General was accompanied by other top managers of the GRA.
And to some other stories, some experts in the tech industry have dispelled the notion that artificial intelligence will make human beings redundant. To maximize its effect, tech practitioners have advocated the Ghana AI Practitioner Guide. More in the following report.
Even though artificial intelligence offers opportunities for a developing country like Ghana to transform its economy, there are concerns it may replace human beings at the workplace. Thus, some fear may cause job losses. But some experts hold different views. Speaking at a workshop, the Vice President of the Research and Innovation Services Hub, Heritage Lab Limited, Kofi Oklu, said Ghana can rather leverage AI for development.
There has been a worry of AI taking over and taking people's jobs. But in reality, what it is it makes people better at what they are doing. And this is why we need to understand AI deeply and see how exactly it works in our specific ecosystem in Ghana. And in doing so, we would realize that it actually would rather enhance lives instead of replacing people. So AI is here to stay, but not to replace.
For many, AI has come to stay and will improve work output. By this, Ghana cannot be left behind. Elik Blim Sabla is a technical advisor at GIZ Fair Forward. He highlights the importance of Ghana AI Practitioner Guide.
Specifically, the AI Practitioners Guide is a document being designed or developed by the stakeholders in the AI ecosystem in Ghana, and it's specific to their or tailored to their needs, demands, and also the opportunities that they can identify. We're trying to come up with a document that can reflect the AI ecosystem, and which was drafted by the people in the ecosystem, the major stakeholders. And so that's why we came up with this idea. And then it will be very beneficial because sometimes there are people working in silos, working on projects that they don't know they could collaborate with other people. By having a central place that you can have information about other people in the ecosystem and what they are doing can help you understand what is being done, so that you can also create collaborations that can support the development of the AI ecosystem. And also we see it as a tool or a document that can help investors who want to understand what's going on in the AI ecosystem in Ghana. They read it and understand what is going on, the challenges that we face, the gaps that we have, and the opportunities that are here, so that they can take advantage of them. Yeah.
Before we part company, the Advertising Association of Ghana has announced the return of its industry flagship event, the Gong Gong Awards, after a 2-year break. However, it has been rebranded under a name as the Gong Gong Festival of Creativity and Awards. The event, which has been a hallmark of Ghana's advertising industry for nearly 3 decades, will now include 17 award categories that recognize not only creative agencies, but also companies that own award-winning and outstanding brands. Andrew Aka is president of the association.
It has become necessary that the Advertising Association of Ghana relaunches its flagship award program, the Gong Gong Awards, because we've seen enormous changes in the industry when it comes to digital, when it comes to AI, when it comes to how creativity globally is being awarded for their excellent job and the solution that our job actually provides to client.
The refreshed Gong Gong is significantly different from the old one that we had. The new Gong Gong Festival of Creativity, actually we want to call it, is going to be a week-long celebration with several activities that will culminate into the Gong Gong event on a Saturday, the awards night itself.
We've also noticed that there are new talent in our industry who are doing incredible stuff, but because they do not know the history and the heritage of this Gong Gong Awards, they shy away from entering this very important award. So we're using this platform to tell everyone in Ghana who's in the creative space, who's in the marketing space, who's in the thinking space, who's in the spiritual space, digital, AI, anything at all that is within the marketing communication industry. We're inviting all of you to participate in this award so that we can show Ghana that we have great talent in our industry and we produce amazing job that help clients to solve their problems.
The categories themselves have changed. Initially, what we had before this time, it was more industry driven. You have the aviation industry, you have automobile industry, then we look at categories like radio, press, and out of home and all of that. But this time round is a bit different, aligned to the global award categories like what we have with Cannes Lions, we have with Pictures, we have with Lorries and WAC and the like,
And that's it for Prime Business. I am Pius Kujubaka. Razak is next with Prime Sports.